Hello, my name is Samantha Novin on concussions. So concussions usually occur in high contact sports. So it can be football, soccer, rugby, anything where the athletes are going to be colliding into each other. Uh, that's when they run a higher risk of getting a concussion. It does occur in other situations, for example, in a car accident, maybe some work related, someone fell, but it's mainly presented more and there's more higher risk in sports. So in 2012, there were more than 300,000 children that were ages 19 and younger that were treated for concussions. So it's a very large amount of children who had to be treated for this. So it is something that occurs from a day-to-day that does need to be treated immediately. If not, there will be consequences. Sometimes it can even lead to death. So basically, what causes concussions? What it is a traumatic brain injury caused by a bump, blow, or jolt to the head, or by a hit to the body that causes the head and brain to move rapidly back and forth. Um, so this injury to the head can cause the brain to bounce around or twist in the skull, creating chemical changes in the brain and sometimes stretching and damaging brain cells. It can also affect a lot of the nerves, which I will go over some of the nerves and what it can cause. Um, Go ahead and go over. So some of the symptoms and things to be aware of as an athlete, as somebody, as a coach, as a parent, to know these symptoms. So if you ever come across an athlete or someone who had a collision, we know how to look for these symptoms and can treat the athlete immediately so the condition doesn't worsen. So some of the symptoms fall under four categories. So they break them down into thinking, remembering. There's physical, emotional, and then there's sleep. So for the thinking, usually the symptoms are the athlete has a difficult time thinking clearly, concentrating, or remembering new information, and they feel slow. Physical can be anything from headaches to blurry vision. They feel dizzy. They have a very high sensitivity to noise or light. The balance. Mood-wise, they feel irritated, they feel sad, or really emotional. They feel a lot of like anxiety. Sleep-wise, they either sleep more than usual, or they're sleeping less, or they just have trouble falling asleep. Treating and responding to a concussion. So when not treated properly, concussions can have devastating consequences, but when treated quickly and properly, the patients who suffer a concussion can expect a full recovery. So during recovery, the brain is more vulnerable to re-injury. So it's very important that when the person has suffered a concussion, that they are really following the treatment that the doctor gave them according to plan, and really resting because otherwise it will be there's going to be a higher risk of a re-injury and suffering from another concussion. So this is recommendations from the Concussion Legacy Foundation. So they recommend to remove yourself from activities that could cause head trauma, stress, the heart or brain. Get evaluated, so see the doctor immediately to be treated. Take it easy. So again, just let the body rest, let the brain rest, and also monitor the symptoms carefully. So very important that that you as an athlete or somebody is monitoring the symptoms just in case they worsen or if they are or if the symptoms are diminishing. As far as treatment, this goes into when you walk into the hospital, the doctor sees you. So they will do a couple of tests here. They will do either the neurological examination, so they'll test the vision, hearing, coordination, reflexes. The cognitive, they'll do memory tests, concentration, and they'll see if you're able to recall information. Other further testings would be the CT scan and MRI to see if there's any further damage into the brain. And then observation, sometimes the doctor may feel depending on how severe the concussion is, they might have you stay overnight at the hospital just to keep an eye on you. So these were the nerves that I had mentioned earlier. So the cranial nerves, when the concussion does happen, again, the brain gets shooken up inside the head. So, and a lot of times when it's shooken up, a lot of these nerves can be damaged. And these nerves are all in charge of something specific in the body. So if that specific nerve is damaged, then, for example, the olfactory nerve, so which is transmits sensory information to the brain regarding smells, you might not be able to smell correctly. So I'm not going to go through each one of them, but I just want to touch base on some of them. So just so we know exactly how they can damage us. So if you look at the cranial nerve, which is the largest of the cranial nerves, and it has both sensory and motor functions, and it has three divisions. So it's the ophthalmic. So this one sends sensory information from the upper part of the face. So it's like the forehead, the scalp, and the eyelids. The maxillary, which this division communicates sensory information from the middle part of the face. So cheeks, upper lips, and the nasal cavity. And then it has the mandibular, sends information from ears, lower lip, and chin, and it controls the movement of muscles in the jaw and ear. So, for example, if an athlete were to, get a concussion, and then somehow they damage the trigeminal nerve, they might not be able to maybe eat correctly because of the jaw. They might not be able to fully have full function down here. Maybe their cheeks, they smile, it pulls up, so they might not be able to even smile. They might just have a hard time doing certain movements. So a couple other ones. Let's see. So here's another nerve, the vestibulocochlear nerve. I'm sorry for completely butchering that. So this one affects the vibrations, the sounds. So if this nerve gets damaged, a lot of times the athlete will not be able to maybe hear, or might sound very echoey if they hear anything. Their sound, their hearing will just be completely off. There's another one here I wanted to go over. Okay, so the valgus, this one is so this one, when I was reading through it, so this nerve is also in charge kind of like the intestines. So if someone damages those nerves, maybe it might be hard for them. They might not be able to either swallow or have the food transfer into the intestines correctly how it needs to be. So again, these are all different nerves. So again, these are all different nerves that on. So, which is why it's important that whenever someone has a concussion, that immediate treatment is placed on them. Otherwise, the longer they take, or maybe if they go days with having this concussion and nothing is being done, it can lead to other things, like, again, maybe more damaging into the nerves. And yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much for watching. So this was the works cited. A lot of the pages that I read to get the information. And again, thank you so much for watching.